So the market's dropping 600 points, 700 points, has sort of become a usual everyday type trading environment. But have you actually asked yourself if instead of 700 points, 1100, 1200 points, could we actually see this market drop 2000 points in one day? Could we see this market drop 3,000, 4,000 points in one day? If you're not sure whether this could actually happen, take a listen to the Chinese ambassador.
Well, good evening. You see, we are against the so-called 301 investigation from the very beginning. And today's announcement is another step in the wrong direction. We will certainly respond accordingly. We will resort to the WTO, World Trade Organization, dispute settlement mechanism, and we will, in accordance with Chinese laws, take measures to fight back, maybe with the same intensity, the same scale.
So how exactly will China fight back? I mean, the question of retaliation, we've already seen a new list of tariffs from China's side this week. Will we see more tariffs in the coming days?
Well, it will be announced in Beijing very soon.
And can you expand on what type of tariffs or sectors this could potentially impact here in the United States?
We'll see how much the U.S. measures will hurt our economy, and we will fight back accordingly.
Well, what do you make of the list? The new list we got from the Trump administration, it's quite expansive, really focused on high tech, the semiconductor space as well. What kind of impact could this have on the Chinese tech industry?
I think it will have a negative impact, clearly, on Chinese economy, but it will also have a negative impact on the U.S. economy. Such protectionism will not protect anybody. It will not protect American workers or American farmers. It will not protect American business or American consumers. Actually, it will hurt everybody, including the U.S. economy itself.
But what is the Chinese government's response to these allegations that Beijing is forcing U.S. companies to transfer valuable technology as a condition of doing business there?
I think these accusations are groundless. They never gave us specific cases of such accusations. But still, we are ready to have consultation with the U.S. side on any possible issues between us. But any measures of the nature of protectionism or unilateralism...
Please go ahead.
Yeah, you see, that's exactly the problem. People do not seem willing to have such consultation, to address the issues in a constructive way, in a mutually beneficial way. So if their choice is to have protectionist moves or unilateral moves, then we have to fight back.
After the last round of tariffs were announced by the Trump administration on steel, what have the conversations been like between Washington and Beijing?
We are always ready to continue and intensify our dialogue and communication with the U.S. side on any possible economic or trade issues. But we need reciprocity. Our goodwill has to be met by the same degree of goodwill.
Though it doesn't seem like you're getting that reciprocity right now, Ambassador, you realize if China does respond with stronger tariffs, this could really intensify this trade conflict between the United States and China. Is China ready for that, a potential trade war?
We certainly don't want to have any trade war with anybody. But people have to understand who started all this.
And the Treasury market, China is the biggest buyer of U.S. bonds. Is that a place where we could see retaliation? Will China reduce the number of U.S. bonds that it buys?
You see, our two economies, the Chinese economy and the U.S. economy, we are so closely interconnected. So actually, we do have a great deal of common interests. Any unilateralist measure will hurt the other side, but the end result would be probably it will hurt itself. So we have done our utmost to avoid this kind of situation. But if the other side makes the wrong choice, then we have no alternative but to fight back.
But Ambassador, just lastly, can you get specific on what type of retaliation we could see? What sectors? Will it be soybeans, more agricultural tariffs, or will it in fact be in either the Treasury market or the currency market?
I think all these will be announced in Beijing very soon.
And how serious is the Beijing government on this topic of showing the United States that it is willing and ready to participate in this trade war?
You see, the primary responsibility of the Chinese government is to preserve, protect, and promote the interests of the Chinese people. So if anybody tries to hurt the interests of the Chinese people, it's a very serious matter for us. We will certainly fight back.
Ambassador, there was one note from an analyst today that said, watch the currency market, the US dollar, Chinese yuan pair. Is a yuan devaluation, is that something you've been hearing your colleagues at the embassy or at the Beijing government as something that they're considering doing?
You see, in today's global economy, almost everything is interconnected. So when people take some wrong measures, when people take some protection measures, it will hurt people's confidence in the overall prospects for the economy. And it may hurt finance, may hurt trade, may hurt economic performance, may hurt consumer confidence, everything.
Man, he sure does sound serious, don't he? Well, what are you going to do about it? After all, you're not the one going out there declaring war on all the nations out there, so you got no control over it. But what you do have control is to make sure that you can take certain actions now, that you wouldn't end up like some folks did back in the dot-com crash and back in the crash recently of 2007 and 2008. And if you're not sure exactly how to take advantage of the stock market environment, visit marketcrash.money. Find out specifically why market crash is a definite possibility this year, why Bitcoin crash is a definite possibility. More importantly, how you can take advantage of the stock market crash before it takes advantage of you. Now, you might have not known that the biggest fortunes were created during stock market crashes, which happen occasionally, maybe every 10 years or so. So, yet, nobody is really teaching or showing folks how to profit from such market environments. And that's what I'd like to do for you. The typical strategy of buy and hold works great in the bull markets. Now, it does not work great during the bear markets. And they are literally in the beginning of the next bear market right now, which means that strategy of buying and holding is not going to be very effective. So what strategy could be effective? How do you implement it? If you'd like to learn more, specifically how to profit from the market fall, visit marketcrash.money, hit right here, how to profit. Schedule your one-on-one consultation where I'd be more than happy to share with you my strategies that have worked over the years in bull markets and bear markets as well. I specialize in trading options, which could be short-term and long-term options going a few years ahead of time. So regardless of whether you'd like to be a day trader or a long-term investor in this new market conditions, you will definitely be able to take huge advantages from this one-on-one consultation. You will be able to ask questions. I will be able to share with you the principles and concepts that you will be able to duplicate and profit instead of being taken advantage of by the environment that you have currently no control of. So put yourself in control, take action now, and don't just try to preserve your fortune. Try to multiply it, prosper, make your 2018 the most profitable year ever. Schedule your consultation, and I will talk to you soon.